Breaking news from heaven. Archangel Michael says a divine surprise hidden in plain sight is seconds away from being sealed. You'll regret missing this moment. The sound rings out as if from a heavenly newsroom, a chime of breaking urgency that cuts through the ordinary, shaking the soul awake. Then, silence. A holy hush descends, for the message is too weighty to be drowned out by noise. And I, Michael, sent forth as heaven's messenger of war and of warning, declare to you now, this hour, this exact moment before midnight strikes, carries an appointment with the divine. It is not a casual word, not a passing whisper, but a summons written in fire upon the unseen scroll of heaven. This is breaking news from the throne, yet not all are permitted to hear it. For this announcement is not for the masses, not for those who mock the unseen, not for the careless who trade eternal treasures for temporary distractions. No, this message belongs only to those whose ears have been sharpened to hear, whose hearts have been softened by longing, whose eyes have not been fully blinded by the smoke of this world. If you are here, then it is because heaven singled you out to witness what is seconds away from being sealed. But I must warn you, there is danger in ignoring what is spoken in this hour. There is sorrow for the one who treats the voice of heaven as common noise. For the silence you keep now, the stillness you choose in this moment, will determine whether you walk in regret or in reward. When you still your body, when you quiet your breath, when you close your eyes and resist distraction, then heaven shifts. It is the obedience of stillness that allows the divine hand to move. Do not look for the extraordinary in far-off places. The surprise is hidden in plain sight. What seems mundane, an ordinary hour, an ordinary object, an ordinary choice, will become the very doorway of destiny. But if you treat it lightly, you will regret it bitterly. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is now released over your life. Attend. Attend with the urgency of one who stands at the edge of eternity, for this is no casual hour. This is no common announcement. I, Michael, Chief Prince of the hosts of heaven, call you now into divine assembly. By the authority of the throne and by the summons of the council of heaven, I speak, and the words I declare are not mine, they are sealed with the fire of the Eternal One. The heavens lean close in this moment, for something is seconds away from being sealed. The air itself testifies, do you not feel it? The pressure in your chest, the shift in the atmosphere, the sudden tightening of time. These are the signs that heaven is drawing you in. In the next few heartbeats, before the next sunrise, the decree will go forth. And I say to you, attend, this cannot be delayed. Even now, I command the silence to break with signs. A sudden wind that brushes your skin though no window is open. A bell that rings in your spirit though no hand has struck it. A flash of inner knowing, as though a curtain were pulled back for only a second. These are heaven's alarms, alerts that mark the urgency of this announcement. If your eyes are reading these words, then know this: you were singled out. You were chosen not by chance but by selection. For many walk in blindness, many scroll past divine summons, many laugh at the warnings of the Most High. But not you. No. You have been interrupted, stopped in your steps, so that heaven could place this word in your hands. To ignore it would be to shut the very door that God Himself is about to open. But there is a condition, and it is simple yet costly: obedience and silence. I charge you now, be still. Do not rush to speak. Do not broadcast what you only half understand. Do not scatter the seed of this message into careless ears. For heaven tests those who can hear and yet restrain, those who can see and yet wait. The obedience of silence is the womb of revelation. Until you know, remain sealed. Do you see it? In the Spirit, an envelope lies before you. A scroll written but not yet opened. A key gleaming but not yet turned. This is what is being sealed, and only those who remain watchful will be present when it opens. The casual will miss it. The restless will overlook it. But the chosen will lean in. So now I declare to you, lean in. Do not look away. Heaven's breaking news is sounding in your spirit, and every second you hesitate, the sealing draws nearer. Time will not wait. Heaven will not repeat itself endlessly. This is the moment. This is the warning. This is the invitation. Will you listen or will you turn away? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8888 is now covering you. Do you not sense it? Do you not feel the unease that creeps into the edges of your nights, the strange silence that settles in conversations where once there was warmth? This is no accident. This is the whisper of unseen betrayal, the subtle shifting of ground beneath your feet. For heaven reveals that not all who smiled toward you carry truth within their eyes. Not all who walk beside you walk with clean intentions. There are whispers in the hallways you cannot hear, half-truths disguised as kindness, eyes that glance away too quickly when truth is near. Yes, there are watchers, silent, hidden, unspoken, but their gaze lingers. They count your steps, they measure your progress, they watch for signs of weakness. They do not know the full story, they do not grasp the hand of God moving upon your life, but they sense enough to grow restless. Their whispers are evidence of your appointment. Their discomfort is proof of your rising. But do not dismiss the unease you feel within. It is a signal from heaven that the atmosphere around you is shifting. Why do you think your prayers feel unsettled? Why do you think your rest has been disturbed, your dreams interrupted, your heart carrying a sudden coldness that seems to come from nowhere? These are not random. These are indicators that spiritual currents are moving. Your spirit already knows what your eyes have yet to see, that something, someone, somewhere, is trying to steal a season from you. Pause and ask yourself, who would steal a season from me? Who would dare to interrupt what heaven has marked as mine? Who would creep behind me in the night? Who would erase the message before I ever had the chance to read it? Who would shift the path beneath me while I was still walking upon it? These questions are not merely rhetorical, they are divine alarms. Heaven unsettles your heart so that you will not miss the warning. For even now, I reveal to you one image, a footstep behind you in the silence of the night, a sound too close though no one should be there. Or perhaps it was the sudden erasing of a message, words deleted before your eyes could witness their intent. These are not coincidences. These are shadows of betrayal, signals that what is hidden is pressing against the surface, desperate to remain unseen. Do not be deceived by the calm of the surface. Beneath it, currents rage. Beneath it, alliances form. Beneath it, the enemy conspires. But take heart, for if heaven revealed it, heaven intends to deal with it. Yet your role is not to dismiss what you feel. It is to lean into it, to discern it, to let the Spirit show you what flesh and blood cannot. The mystery lingers, the tension remains. And I, Michael, do not resolve it now. I leave it to unsettle you, to awaken you, to sharpen your watchfulness. For you must know that not everything aligned with you is aligned for you. Not every hand that reaches for you is clean. And not every silence around you is holy. Some silences are crafted to deceive. This tension is necessary. Without it, you would not see the sealing that heaven is about to perform. Without it, you would sleep through the alarm. But now you are awake. You are unsettled. You are aware. And this awareness will become your shield in the hours to come. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1919 now surrounds you. Beloved, if this word has stirred something within you, know that heaven is using even this moment to awaken souls across the nations. Every time you help carry this message forward, you are not supporting a channel. You are sowing seed into the harvest of hearts that are hungry for God's word. Scripture declares that those who scatter the seed will return with sheaves of joy, and I believe your act of giving becomes that seed. I feel led to speak directly. When you support through Super Thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you are placing oil in the lamp of this ministry so that the light never goes out. The river of revelation flows further because you chose to pour. Heaven honors such obedience with multiplied harvest. So do not wait. Give, and watch as heaven gives back into your own hands. Hear me now, beloved of the Most High. What you face is not merely human, not merely the malice of men, not merely the schemes of those who smile outwardly yet plot inwardly. No, what surrounds you is spiritual. What resists you is eternal. What presses against your soul is not personal, it is prophetic. For the enemy would not rise against you if heaven had not already appointed you. Darkness does not fight the idle, it wars against the chosen. And you, whether you see it fully or not, are chosen. I, Michael, stand to remind you of this truth. You are not under attack because you are weak, but because you are marked. You are pressed not because you have failed, but because you carry a fire the enemy cannot extinguish. This furnace you feel, the pressure of sleepless nights, the sudden storms, the weight of betrayal, it is not meant to break you. It is meant to refine you. It is the furnace of prophetic purpose, the heat that burns away what cannot endure, leaving only what is eternal, only what is pure, only what is unshakable. Understand this. Those who oppose you are merely instruments. Flesh and blood are pawns in a greater struggle. They may think their offense is personal, but in truth it is spiritual. You are not wrestling with them. You are wrestling with powers that cannot stand your appointment, with principalities that recognize your rising before you yourself do. This is why it feels relentless. This is why it feels targeted. Because it is. Heaven appointed you, and hell noticed. But there is strategy in heaven's silence. There is victory hidden in your restraint. When you react in fury, the adversary rejoices. When you expose too quickly, the accuser takes notes. But when you withhold your reaction, when you wait in the stillness, when you refuse to be provoked, the very heavens move on your behalf. For silence is not passivity, it is a weapon. Restraint is not weakness, it is strategy. Heaven fights strongest when you choose to stand still. Do you not know that angels are recording your restraint? Every time you turn away from quarrel, every time you silence the urge to expose prematurely, every time you choose patience over vengeance, heaven writes it down. And each record becomes evidence in the courts of heaven, evidence that you can be trusted with greater authority, evidence that you can be trusted with greater release. Your restraint today builds your authority tomorrow. Yes, there are enemies, but they are not the focus. Yes, there is pressure, but it is not the end. What you face is refining, not destruction. You are being tempered like steel, strengthened like gold tested in fire. You are being prepared for what others cannot carry. This conflict, painful though it is heaven's classroom, and you are being taught the art of reigning. So take heart. Do not confuse the trial with defeat. Do not mistake the silence for absence. You are not abandoned, you are appointed. You are not broken, you are being built. And when the seal opens, it will not be the wounded who emerge, but the warrior. You will rise from this with fire in your voice, strength in your hands, and authority in your steps. This conflict is not against you, it is for you. It is the preparation for your appointment. Therefore, stand still. Let the fire do its work. Let heaven see your silence as faith, your restraint as trust, your patience as worship. For what feels like warfare is actually refinement, and what feels like resistance is actually heaven's way of saying, you are ready. Type I am appointed in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4444 now shields you. Attend once more, for I must now declare with urgency what heaven has revealed. A shift is being prepared, and the sealing is imminent. The window of hesitation is narrowing, and the hourglass of this season is nearly empty. You must hear me clearly. What is about to be sealed will not be reopened for those who slumber, and those who wait too long will find that the door has closed, the ink has dried, the decree has gone forth without them. Even now, the adversary gathers. Behind closed doors, alignments are forming. Quiet conversations are being had in dark corners. Hands are shaking agreements on dotted lines. Late-night calls are being made to conspire, and the stamp of false authority is being pressed against papers that were never theirs to seal. You sense the tide rising, though you cannot see the waves. You feel the pressure mounting, though no one speaks of it openly. Heaven reveals this so you will not be caught unawares. You not think it small, for the movements of men are echoes of the greater spiritual struggle above. Your alliances reflect the unrest in the spirit realm. Their signatures on earthly documents are shadows of decrees being fought over in heaven's courts. Time is converging. The stamp of eternity hovers, waiting to fall. And when it falls, the opportunity is sealed. I must warn you, inaction will cost you. Hesitation will rob you. If you sit in passivity, the door will not wait for your comfort. Once it closes, regret will be heavy upon those who dismiss the urgency. Many will say, I thought I had more time. Many will whisper, I thought heaven would remind me again. But heaven does not shout endlessly into deaf ears. When God speaks once, twice, 3 times, and you still turn away, the seal is set, and the moment is lost. You must feel the gravity of this moment. This is not simply another day. This is not simply another hour. This is the hinge of a season. You are standing at the threshold, and the weight of what is written above you is about to either break open in blessing or shut with finality. Every second you delay, the stamp of sealing draws closer to paper. Every moment you question, the ink of eternity grows darker. Look around you. The signs are clear. Restlessness in your nights. Challenges in relationship. Opportunities that appear and vanish within hours. Conversations that feel out of place. These are signals that heaven's timeline is not waiting. The sealing is being prepared, and the Spirit of God is urging you not to delay. Michael, do not speak this lightly. I do not carry warnings in vain. This is your summons to alertness, your call to watchfulness. Heaven is leaning over you. The scroll is in the hand of the scribe, and the seal is inches away from closing. If you obey now, you will stand on the right side of the decree. If you delay, regret will haunt the silence that follows. So I leave you with this pause, not to soothe, but to stir. Do not treat this warning casually. Do not tell yourself, later I will respond. Later will not come. This is the hour. This is the summons. This is the final moment before the stamp falls. And when it does, you will either rejoice in obedience or weep in regret. The choice is now. Type "I will not miss IT" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1212 is released over your obedience. Be still. Yes, I say it again. Be still. For in stillness, heaven fights for you. In stillness, the throne of God rises to judge on your behalf. In stillness, the angels of war are dispatched, not because of your striving but because of your silence. The adversary thrives on noise, on distraction, on restless movement. But when you resist the urge to prove yourself, when you resist the temptation to broadcast your struggle, when you withdraw into the holy hush of silence, then the enemy loses access, and heaven gains full authority to move. I charge you now, do not mistake quiet for weakness. The most powerful victories are won in silence. The Red Sea parted not in the clamour of voices, but in the still command of obedience. The walls of Jericho did not fall because Israel shouted at the wrong time. They fell because they circled in silence until the appointed moment. So too for you. Your silence is not passivity, it is prophecy. Your stillness is not inaction, it is alignment. When you refuse to fill the air with fear, you create space for heaven's sound to break through. Withdraw yourself, even for just 10 minutes. Close the door, silence the phone, and let your breath settle. In that sacred pause, release the weight of your fear aloud, name it, then lay it at the feet of the Most High. Confess quietly that you trust heaven's strategy more than your own. For in that whisper, the armies of heaven align. In that single act of surrender, the warfare shifts. You do not need to announce your battles to the world. You do not need to publish your pain to the careless ears of men. Keep your silence sacred. What heaven is sealing cannot be discussed in the open marketplace of gossip. Do not cast pearls before swine. Do not scatter oil before mockers. Guard the revelation until it is ready, for only then will it carry its full power. Mark your home as covered. Anoint the doorframe if you must. Write the names of those you intercede for in a journal and close it as a prophetic act of sealing. Light a single candle, not as ritual, but as a reminder that even one flame pushes back the darkness. These small acts, done in faith, draw heaven near. They are not powerless motions, they are declarations in the unseen realm that you belong to God, that you are marked, that you are covered. Keep watch, but do not fall into paranoia. There is a difference between holy vigilance and fearful obsession. Record what the Spirit shows you, but do not spiral into endless speculation. Heaven has given you not a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Use that sound mind now. Trust that heaven knows more than you see, and that nothing hidden will escape the judgment of the throne. I say this with certainty. Your silence is not empty. It is not wasted. Every breath of restraint is a sword drawn in the Spirit. Every whispered prayer is a shield lifted against the enemy's strike. Every refusal to lash out is a shout of victory in heaven's courts. The warfare is already shifting, not because of your striving, but because of your stillness. So let this be written upon your heart. You are sealed, you are seen, you are covered. Do not fear the schemes of man. Do not panic at the whispers of the night. Heaven is your covering, silence is your weapon, and peace is your victory. Remain still, and watch how swiftly heaven moves on your behalf. Type I am covered in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 now rests upon your home. Is stillness births power? What you thought was weakness is becoming your strength. What the adversary mocked as silence is now the sound of heaven preparing your crown. Do you not see it? While you were still, heaven was working. While you withdrew, heaven was advancing. While you refused to react, heaven was refining. The fire you thought would consume you has instead revealed the gold within you. I, Michael, tell you now, you are not who they thought you were. Those who judge you by your pain will be startled by your power. Those who mistook your quietness for defeat will tremble when they see you rise clothed in fire. Heaven has shifted your posture. You no longer walk as one barely surviving. You walk as one appointed, one sealed, one transformed. The battle did not reduce you. It revealed you. Feel it within your spirit, your wings unfolding, your armor binding, your frame becoming unshakable. What once bent you down is now beneath your feet. The very ground where you stumbled is now the platform from which you stand. Every tear that fell is fuel in your flame. Every scar is now a mark of survival, a testimony that you were not broken, you were built. Do not call yourself victim any longer. Erase the language of defeat from your lips. Speak not of what you lost, but of what you carry. Heaven did not appoint you to pity, heaven appointed you to power. Do not say, "Why me?" Say instead, "I was chosen for this." Do not say, "I barely made it." Declare boldly, "I was preserved for this hour." This is the shift from weakness to strength, from lament to authority, from silence to declaration. Look around you with new eyes. The ones who once stood above you now look up at the strength within you. The voices that once spoke against you must fall silent, for heaven itself has rewritten your story. You will not rise quietly, you will rise visibly. They will see the difference. They will witness the transformation. And they will know, heaven changed you. Now, take action. Speak a one-sentence prophecy over your own life. Say it aloud, not timidly, but with fire. Let the earth hear you. Declare, "I am appointed." Declare, "I am unshaken." Declare, "I rise." For your words in this moment activate what heaven has already sealed. What you speak becomes law in your spirit. What you declare shifts the atmosphere around you. At a set time, step up. It may be small, it may be unseen by others, but it is a prophetic act. Walk across the threshold of your home with authority. Place your hand upon your chest and say, "Heaven marks me." Write a single line of destiny in your journal. Whatever you do, do it as one who no longer hides, but one who has risen. Do not fear the stares, do not fear the whispers, do not fear the lingering resistance. They may see your scars, but they will bow to your authority. They may remember your struggle, but they cannot deny your strength. You will walk past them not as who you were, but as who heaven has made you. And when you rise, let it be known. This is not a quiet return. This is not a shadowed survival. This is a holy unveiling. You are different now. Heaven has marked you. The fire has refined you. And the very ones who doubted you will see it and know, heaven has changed you. Type "I rise in power" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5555 is now unlocked in your life. Hear me, chosen one, for now the mystery begins to unfold. The weight of trial was not random. The betrayal was not wasted. The silence was not empty. It was all calibration, divine calibration. The pressure you endured was not meant to destroy, but to open what had been sealed against you. What you thought was loss was actually rearrangement. What you thought was delay was actually alignment. The pain was not punishment, it was preparation. You see now. The fire was not against you, it was for you. The furnace that felt unbearable with a womb of transformation. You could not carry the keys of destiny with the weight of old alliances clinging to you, so heaven pruned them away. You could not walk into your next chapter with the same voices surrounding you, so heaven shifted the circle. You cried over closed doors, yet those doors had to be shut, for behind them lay snares. And though you wept over subtraction, heaven was actually multiplying your inheritance. This is why your finances shook. This is why friendships ended abruptly. This is why you felt stripped bare, as though heaven itself had turned against you. But in truth, heaven was fighting for you. Heaven was cutting ties you would have never severed on your own. Heaven was removing weights you thought were wings but were chains. Every subtraction was a preparation for your elevation. For now, I reveal this. Your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. Your case has been brought before the throne. And the decree has gone forth: promotion, restoration, and covenant renewal. The very trials you endured became evidence that you could be trusted with more. The tears you sowed were counted, and each one became currency for your reward. The ledger of your life, once marked with losses, is being rewritten with restoration. Picture it now, keys being placed in your hand, a crown being lowered upon your head, a sealed ledger being opened, pages rewritten with blessings that match the weight of your obedience. This was never about what you lost. It was about what you were being prepared to receive. The refining was not for destruction, it was for appointment. Do not call it loss anymore. Call it covenant. Call it alignment. Call it destiny. For what you endured was heaven's way of saying, you are ready now. The trials had a purpose, and the purpose is unfolding. The doors that once seemed locked are now opening. The relationships that were pruned will be replaced with divine partnerships. The resources that were drained will be replenished with greater abundance. You are stepping into a season not of loss but of restoration. Not of endings but of appointments. Mark this word: heaven's purpose was never your defeat. Heaven's purpose was always your appointment. The adversary meant it for evil, but heaven recalibrated it for your elevation. And now, the revelation is sealed with one line: this was never about loss. It was about appointment. Type "I am appointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing Code 1010 now flows into your destiny. Now that you see the reason behind the refining, I must invite you into the same river of purpose that flows through this ministry. Every time you release a seed into this work, whether through super thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you are not just giving, you are activating destiny in others. The word spreads further, the fire burns brighter, and souls are reached because of your obedience. Scripture declares that He gives seed to the sower, and I declare over you that every seed you sow into this prophetic stream returns multiplied, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not a suggestion. It is a prophetic act. Heaven sees, heaven records, and heaven knows. Do not delay your obedience. Release your seed, and watch what heaven releases back into you. A moment has come. The revelation hath been given. The reason has been unveiled. And now heaven waits, not for angels to move, not for time to shift, but for your response. For what is sealed in heaven must be answered on earth, and what is declared above must be agreed with below. This is the mystery of divine partnership. Heaven holds the decree, but earth must echo it. And you, chosen one, are the echo. Hear me clearly. Heaven does not move without your yes. Heaven does not open without your consent. The scroll is ready to unroll, the seal is ready to break, but the weight of it rests upon your response. Do not wait for another to carry your answer. Do not assume someone else will respond on your behalf. Heaven waits for you. Heaven listens for you. Heaven bends low for the whisper of your consent. Do not think your yes must be loud. It does not require shouting, nor does it require the applause of others. A whispered yes carries just as much authority as a shouted one. A tear-stained yes carries just as much weight as a triumphant one. The power is not in the volume. It is in the alignment. When your yes meets heaven's yes, the seal opens. When your agreement collides with God's decree, the shift is immediate. So now, say it aloud. Declare it where you are. Let your voice carry the consent of your spirit. Yes, Lord. Yes to my appointment. Yes to my sealing. Yes to my destiny. With each yes, you are loosening chains in the unseen. With each yes, you are calling angels into motion. With each yes, you are shifting the atmosphere over your life. But do not stop with words. Anchor your yes in action. Write one line of commitment in a journal. Step across a threshold in your home as a prophetic act. Place your hand over your heart and say, I am aligned with heaven. These simple acts, though unseen by men, are thunder in the spirit realm. They are markers of agreement, signposts of obedience, and they testify that you have not just heard, but responded. Do not walk alone in this. Find one trusted soul, one who carries faith, one who understands the weight of silence, and stand together. Let your whispered yes be joined with another's prayer, for where two agree on earth, it is established in heaven. Agreement multiplies authority. Agreement multiplies strength. Agreement accelerates the sealing. And remember, this is not a moment to wait until tomorrow. This is not a word to place on the shelf. Heaven is moving now, and your yes must move with it. Delay is disobedience. Hesitation is denial. But swift agreement is activation. Swift obedience is destiny unlocked. Heaven does not tarry for the double-minded, but heaven rushes to the decisive. So rise. Rise from hesitation. Rise from silence. Rise from fear. Heaven has extended the invitation, and now the seal waits upon your answer. Do not let regret whisper to you tomorrow, I should have answered. Answer now. Answer boldly. Answer with your whole being. For this is not just another moment. This is the moment. Rise, chosen one. The seal opens with your response. Type yes, Lord, in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2323 is now activated over your obedience. Now, lean in, for I will take you beyond the veil, into the chambers where mortal eyes cannot look and mortal ears cannot hear. In the Spirit, there is a table stretched before the throne of God, a table of scrolls, of ledgers, of balances. Round it, the watchers of heaven stand, and the host of angels waits in stillness. Here, in the silence of eternity, exchanges are taking place. Not with noise, not with spectacle, but with sacred weight. I, Michael, testify of what is happening even now. Your obedience has triggered a negotiation in the heavens. Your whispered yes has sent ripples through the courts above, and what was stolen, delayed, or denied is being weighed again. The adversary stands as accuser, presenting claims against you, reminding heaven of your failings, of your past, of your weaknesses. Yet the advocate, the Lamb who was slain, rises in your defense. His blood speaks louder than the accusations. His covenant shouts louder than the failures. And with each declaration of your agreement, the scales tip in your favor. Do you not know that every tear you shed was recorded? Every cry in the midnight hours was caught in heaven's bowls. They are not forgotten. They are currency in this exchange. The prayers you whispered when no one saw, the sacrifices you made when no one clapped, the restraint you showed when you could have fought back, all of it is evidence before the throne. And now, as the scrolls are unrolled, heaven says, return to them what was taken. Restore to them what was stolen. Release to them what was delayed. Picture it now, angels carrying scrolls heavy with blessings once withheld, rolling them open and striking decrees with fire. Debts erased. Opportunities released. Keys placed back into your hand. The ledger of your life is being rewritten, not with loss, but with gain. Not with subtraction, but with multiplication. For the tables in heaven are shifting, and what was once against you is now being turned in your favor. This exchange is silent, for it does not require your striving. It requires your trust. While you sleep, heaven is negotiating. While you cry, heaven is recording. While you wait, heaven is working. What you thought was wasted time is now being restored to you. What you thought was permanently gone is being transferred back into your possession. Nothing is lost in heaven's economy. Everything surrendered becomes seed, and every seed returns as harvest. See the image clearly, the sealed scroll being unrolled, its contents written not in ink but in fire. Your name inscribed, your destiny decreed, your inheritance secured. Angels lean low to carry the scrolls to earth, for what is decided above must manifest below. Do not doubt it. Do not question it. What is being exchanged in silence will shout loudly in your life. You will not wonder when it arrives, you will know. The fingerprints of heaven will be unmistakable. So rest now. Rest in the knowledge that the exchange is underway. Rest in the truth that your yes was enough. Rest in the promise that heaven does not forget, heaven does not delay without purpose, and heaven does not lose a single thing entrusted to its care. The silent exchange is your assurance. What you thought was taken will return. What you thought was broken will be restored. What you thought was lost forever is already in transit back into your hands. Type "I receive my restoration" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7171 is now active over your life. Hear me now, beloved of the Most High. For the exchange has taken place in silence, and now the decree of reversal goes forth with thunder. What the adversary meant for harm is being turned back upon their own head. What was stolen from you is being returned with increase. What was delayed is being accelerated. The balances of heaven tilt, and justice flows like a river. Do not be deceived by appearances, for men may think they have won, but heaven has the final word. Do not be swayed by the noise of your enemies, for their boasting is short-lived. The scale of divine justice does not forget. The throne does not overlook injustice. Every scheme, every false word, every attempt to break you has been weighed, and the decree has been spoken, reversal. The very pit dug for you will become the grave of the accuser. The very weapon formed against you will shatter in the hands of the one who made it. Yes, restoration is marching toward you, and it will not be hidden. You will see with your own eyes the evidence of God's justice. Doors long shut will swing open suddenly. False testimonies spoken against you will unravel in the mouths of those who uttered them. The resources drained from your hands will flow back multiplied. You will not only recover, you will rise higher. For the God of justice does not return what was lost in the same measure. He restores it in overflow. You remember Joseph, sold into slavery, betrayed by his brothers, forgotten in prison. What seemed like permanent injustice was a road to his enthronement. So too with you. The betrayal you endured was not the end. It was a path to appointment. The lies spoken over you did not bury you. They planted you for growth. And now, as the season shifts, what was intended to humiliate you will elevate you. Those who mocked will marvel. Those who dismissed you will witness your rise. But I say this with urgency. Your role is not to curse, not to retaliate, not to soil your hands with vengeance. Heaven requires you to stand in blessing while justice works in silence. For your blessing keeps the channels open, your forgiveness clears the atmosphere, and your patience becomes the stage for heaven's intervention. Do not close the door by clinging to bitterness. Release it, for heaven has already taken up your cause. Justice is not delayed. It is deliberate. The timing of God is perfect. Even now, reversals are being set in motion. Hidden records are surfacing. Quiet conversations are being exposed. Shadows are being pierced with light. The ones who conspired will find their plans turned to dust, and the one who trusted in God will rise untouchable. This is the decree of reversal. What was meant for evil will serve your good. So rest your heart. Do not panic. Do not strive. Stand in the knowledge that restoration is already marching toward you. The hosts of heaven are not debating. They are delivering. The decree has been sealed. The judgment has been spoken, and the outcome cannot be reversed. The justice of God is not a possibility. It is a certainty. And I, Michael, declare over you, you will not be left empty. You will not remain in loss. You will see the reversal with your own eyes, and when you do, you will testify that the justice of heaven is faithful and true. Type "Divine Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9090 is now active over your battles. Now the message draws to its end, yet the weight of it is only beginning in your life. Heaven has spoken, the decree has been revealed, and the seal is seconds away from falling. This is not rumor. This is not speculation. This is breaking news from heaven, carried by my hand, declared into your hearing. I, Michael, speak to you with urgency and assurance. A divine surprise has been hidden in plain sight, waiting for your obedience to unlock it, waiting for your silence to guard it, waiting for your yes to release it. And now, it is here. This is your moment of appointment. This is your hour of sealing. This is the second where eternity bends low to touch your present. The doors of regret are closing, and the gates of destiny are opening. The very thing you thought too ordinary to matter will become extraordinary in your life. The very moment you thought would pass unnoticed will become the turning point of your story. Heaven is marking it, and so must you. I release over you now the blessing of sealing. You are covered. You are seen. You are chosen. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and no delay shall withhold what God has decreed. What is sealed in heaven is now released over your life. Your home is covered in light, your name is written in fire, your destiny is untouchable. This is not future tense, it is now. It is present. It is unfolding even as you receive this word. Take these affirmations and speak them until the atmosphere shifts. I am sealed and seen. Heaven moves on my behalf. I step into my appointment. These are not empty words. They are declarations. They are the sword of your spirit. They are the keys that turn the lock. Say them until they burn in your bones, until your spirit testifies that it is done. For indeed, it is done. So go now in peace. Do not fear the silence. Do not doubt the stillness. Stand tall, walk steady, and know this with unshakable confidence. You are sealed, you are seen, and you are sent. Heaven has not overlooked you. Heaven has not delayed you. Heaven has prepared you. Now rise. Rise into the appointment you were born for. Rise into the surprise that was hidden in plain sight. Rise, for heaven rises with you. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3333 is now sealed upon your destiny. Beloved, as this message seals over your life, I invite you to step into the flow of heaven not only with your yes, but with your seed. When you give through Super Thanks membership, with a PayPal link in the description, you are not funding a voice. You are fueling the fire of God's Word as it reaches those who desperately need it. The gospel is oil, and your giving is the vessel that carries it farther than we could ever imagine. The Word declares, "Give, and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is not about charity, it is about covenant. Your act of giving becomes prophetic alignment, a declaration that you believe in the breaking news of heaven. As you release it, heaven releases back into your hands, multiplying what you placed at His feet. Obey swiftly, give boldly, and watch how heaven answers your obedience.